Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fire going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money and whatever else you bring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Guitar Players Planet.
You hear me?
Guitar Players Planet.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
Guitar
have to
Players
restart.
Planet. Guitar Players Planet. Guitar Players Planet. Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of new. Oh, na 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 na. trying. Just a man who's dying, but only time will tell. I'm just another stranger, another lost lone ranger. How can I break this spell?
Yeah, I can hear me fine. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Yes, I can hear you. Yes. That I don't know, but I can hear you. Yeah, you're hot. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I've been working on my next YouTube video. That's me. That's me. That's this right here. See that? All that ice. Uh huh. Oh yeah, I probably should do that too. Yeah. Let's see. YouTube. Yep. We've done pretty well with subscribers this week. I've put 11 subscribers. 11 subscribers in my channel this week alone. Yep. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. That's nice to see that. I'm already up to 160. Not bad. Yeah, man. It's good. It's good. Yeah, and I'm just pulling up the live right now. Actually, it looks like we're live on YouTube, man. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I only see there's only one on right now. Yeah. Is Eric coming in? Hmm. Oh, okay. Saturdays. George says you're quiet. No sound at all, George, or just quiet? Yeah, we've got a couple of people jumping in.
How's that? Is that working for you? I think that might have done it.
Yeah, you sound good to me. I'm not
Yeah, I
sure
know,
how
but
it.
but you're always gonna hear me.
Yeah, let me turn on the.
Yeah, that's what I'm
See.
doing now. Yeah, I'm good. I hear me on YouTube.
All right.
Oh, we got Jim. We got. It looks like a Rocketry Man. Who's Rocketry Man? I don't know who Rocketry Man is. Not sure who that is. I know Jim. I know George. Let's see. I'm gonna turn up my volume a little bit. I think I changed my thing a little bit. And oops, I just hit. Check 1 2.
Looks like.
Yeah, I think we're good. Got it. Awesome. Sorry about that, guys.
I think Eric is trying to get in. He's on the admin. He's saying, "Can you guys hear me?"
No, you're in the wrong. You're in the wrong number, Eric. Let me see if I can get your number for you real quick.
Yeah, get him into the credentials. Yeah.
No, there. I see him. He's there. Hold on a second, Eric. I see you there. You're in the right number. Forget it. Forget what I just said. Hold on a second. I do. So I got no audio from you though, Eric. I got no audio.
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
And let me see if I can put him on. There's 1 2 3. Where's the 3 up? There's a 3 up. No, nothing yet, Eric. I don't think it's me though. I'll see 1 second. Let me see. Layers.
Anything yet?
Ah, there you go.
There you are.
Okay.
Oh, good. For a second, I thought it was me. I was looking through all my settings. So I was like, no, it's not me. I swear. I'm running the show tonight. Jason had a prior engagement. Let me just put you on the.
That's
there we
fine.
go. There you go. Now you're on the screen. Beautiful.
All right, cool.
Who is Rocketry Man? Who is that? It said it's me. Okay. Hi, Rocketry Man. How you doing? So I was telling everybody. Well, apparently Simon. Why did you go back to? Sorry about that. Hold on a second.
Yeah, he's not
There
in
we
the
go.
green room at all.
Well, he's going to be on. I don't know. He's on the regular screen, so he's on the YouTube.
Yeah,
Screen.
he's on YouTube.
Yep.
Now he is. Yeah.
Yeah, now he is. So
Okay.
I guess the whole thing was I don't know, maybe did I not announce this show on the 10th?
No, you did. You
You
told
did.
everybody we're doing
I
Saturday.
did, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having a mental brain fart. So I mean, I was like, Jason's like, I don't remember. I was like, what were you drinking? He's like, whiskey. So I was like, well, that's why. And Simon had an emergency, so he had to take care of something with his mom in New Zealand.
Sure.
So
Oh no. Hopefully everything's okay.
no, it's moving stuff. There's no sickness, no
Oh.
nothing. It's just moving. There's nothing urgent, but it's something that he has to take care of. So that's
Family priorities.
yeah. So we had the show last night. Well, first thing first. The Cherry Springs Star Party has grown more. We got 2 more people that are going.
Oh really?
Yeah, well, one is one of my friends from Virginia, and another one of my friends from here. So,
Okay. Nice.
that's we're up to I think 5 now. So,
Okay.
So there's still rooms as of today at the Millstream Inn if you want them. You might want to get there ASAP. I don't know how long they're going to be there. If you want them, if you want a tent or whatever, that's up to you. You're more than welcome to do that. But if you want a room, I think there's still some rooms there. So we're up to 5. I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna get a banner. I'm gonna have like this whole thing. So I'm gonna get a banner from like.
I'm just gonna rush. I'm just gonna get a tent.
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
know.
You know. Well, Eric, do you not have a tent or?
No, I don't have. No, actually, I don't have a tent anymore. It got ruined a couple years ago, and we have an RV. You know,
Right.
we have a fifth wheel.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not hauling. But I'm not hauling my fifth wheel by myself.
No, I don't blame you.
So it'll just be. I'm just gonna go to Walmart, get like a 2 or 3 person tent, and boom, and bring my air mattress.
Yep.
And it's all good.
All right, cool. There you go.
Yeah.
George already had a comment.
Cool.
Who would buy gear from someone who did all the work of figuring out back focus and all the details of using your new gear with your existing configuration? Who would buy gear from someone who did all the
Yeah,
work
he's gonna have to explain that one. I'm not
Yeah,
sure exactly
that's-
what that means.
I'm not sure what that means.
with your existing configuration? I don't get that.
I mean, if somebody was helping me out, figure out stuff with my existing stuff, I would give them more. And if it was a company, I'd give them more business.
Yeah.
If there's, because that seems like they're providing me additional support.
It sounds like
That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it reads to me, at least.
who would I buy gear from? Who
Or would you buy? Would you?
Yes.
Would you buy gear from someone who did all the work? Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. However,
yeah.
there's a caveat to that. You'd have to get the information so you know if there's a problem, you'd be able to fix it. Some people do this and get like these rigs set up for them and have it set up and thrown to them on a platter, and then when they get it at home, something's just not working right, so they don't have the know-how to fix an issue if it occurs.
Oh yeah.
And that I've seen that a lot actually. People like like come into the store and say, I want this, and I give it to them, and the next thing I know, they're saying, well, it doesn't work. I was like, well, did you download ASCOM? No, what's that? Or I can't get focus. Did you take the lens cap off? I mean, so there are things like that become issues when you have all the work done for you yourself.
Yeah.
That you can't shortcut it that way. You gotta have the basic on-hand knowledge to it. If you have somebody set it up for you, and then you spend 6 months figuring it out and doing the thing in the garage or whatever, maybe that's what you gotta
Right.
do.
Yeah. I mean, if you just want the experience of the visual experience with the stars, I mean, just go to an astronomy club and have somebody walk you through their own equipment, point it at something for you, pay them money to do that. If you're not willing to do that, I can't see spending thousands and thousands of dollars on equipment that you don't know anything about.
Right.
Well,
That's really short-sighted.
Just to that point though, and I'm gonna I guess give Scott some props for not introducing me, but facilitating the friendship with Pete Myers over at Optical Structures. Or he was at Optical Structures.
He's not there anymore.
He's not there anymore. If you want to get in contact with Pete, talk to me or talk to Scott. Eric, I don't know if you know Pete well, but
I don't think I've ever had the pleasure of meeting him.
But he has thrown his hat out to at least to me in Camera Concepts, saying that if he can help build rigs for people, custom rigs.
Yep.
And you would get the equipment from us, and we would send it to him, and he would set it all up for you. And he would send it to you, all set up, ready to go. Now, again, you really need the basic know-how, like I said before. You can't, you can't just jump into this thing and spend $15,000 on something and not know how to turn it on. I mean, you got to have some basic know-how. You can't do that. I mean. But if you're like almost everybody that's on this right now is got at least a basic know-how of astrophotography.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that being said, if you're like me and you're lazy and you already know something about astrophotography, send it to somebody and say, "Hey, listen, send this up for me. I don't have the patience for it."
Right.
But if you're brand new, I wouldn't suggest it.
Yeah, but you've got to know. Even I would strongly recommend to start getting involved with a local astronomy club. If you're going to get involved with astronomy and astrophotography, I would really recommend seeking out a local astronomy club and getting in contact with them. Maybe have a few meetings. And getting on in YouTube, a lot of stuff, because there's a plethora of material out here for people who are just getting started, who don't know, how to go from point A to point B or C, but they see these beautiful images that, we're doing and other people are doing, and they want to do that, right? But you can't just go, and start throwing money at this and expect, as soon as day one, you're going to be kicking out beautiful images. It's not how it works.
Yeah, there's no magic wand or no secret recipe or there's nothing like that.
Exactly. There's, and to Jim's point, there's too many variables. There's too many things out there that you have to think about.
Yep.
It's kind of like paying for a college education but never going to class.
Yeah.
You gotta go to class. I have been a professional photographer for a long time, and I can tell you that if I hadn't invested myself in learning about this, even at my level of skill in imaging, terrestrial stuff, there's no way I could have done this. It's way too involved.
It's just like any job you're doing that you do. Anything that's worth doing well, anything that's worth doing well, you've got to invest the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if it's your regular day 9 to 5 job, if it's this hobby or anything like that. I mean, even if you're out there playing sports and playing golf. You don't want to just go out there spend $1,000 on clubs and not know how to grip the clubs correctly. Or not how to or know how to stand properly, and stuff like that. So, it's anything worth doing is worth doing well. You got to take time.
Yeah.
You gotta really do your due diligence and do some homework. But again, if somebody's willing to take the time and you're willing to work with a company or an astronomy store or anything like that, who's willing to work with you and help you, piece things together and asking you certain questions and stuff like that, sure, talk to them. They know more than you. At that point, they know more than you. But also do that due diligence because you don't want them to end up overselling you. So that's my spiel.
Yeah. So let me just say, I was thinking about this the other day with the High Point Scientific affiliation that we have going.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about taking a percentage of whatever we get from High Point and putting it towards a giveaway for the members?
I'm fine with that. Put it back towards,
Yeah.
back towards either the channel or to the members, the people who are out here subscribing to us, and taking their time out to, show us love and subscribe, and all that stuff. Sure. Why not?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that. So if you go to astroworldweb.com, you'll see links for High Point Scientific. It was put up tonight. Hit the link. If you're going to purchase something from High Point anyway, we could take some of that money and put it towards giveaways for you. So I think that would be a great way kind of to do some giveaways and get some, like, if you're going to spend money, you may as well get something, so well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I guess it's a good segue to some accessories. And I know, Eric, you have been, actually both of you guys are SCT guys.
Yes.
Well, Eric's an X-refractor, full-fledged SCT.
I'm refractor / SCT.
Eric goes both ways, so I mean,
I go both ways.
He's got the girth and the length. So I mean, so that yeah. Well, so we got short and stubby, and we got long and fat. So I mean, we got so that being said, let's talk a little bit about accessories and what.
Yeah.
If you were a brand new SCT imager, you just bought, let's say, an 8SE or something to that effect, or even an Edge or something. Well, Edge may be a little bit more. Edge may be a little bit more specific, but let's talk a little bit about run-of-the-mill Schmitz.
Okay, like an 8SE, like a next
8SE, 6AC, 8 Classic, a Meade, LX200,
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
What would be the first thing, besides, obviously, mount, scope, camera? We're not talking about that. We're talking about what would you get first if you were going to go into astrophotography after those three things?
Focal reducer.
Okay, why?
Focal reducer. Basically because when you have a Schmidt Cassegrain, a native Schmidt Cassegrain, it is at a very high f-stop and it's at a very long focal length. You're talking f10, which is very slow, okay? And you're also talking a much longer focal length. You're talking just over 2,000 millimeters in focal length just for an 8-inch.
Yeah, so
okay?
let's go back one second. I know you said slow, and I want to make sure that if the new people out there know what slow actually means as far as photography is concerned. So
as far as it stops of light, okay, and also in many cases, how long, as far as your time for exposure time, how much length it's going to take you for that one exposure. Okay, so the longer your f-stop, usually the longer your exposure length is, your exposure time is. Okay, so that is one. Okay, so if you have, say, a refractor, or let me say, we're talking Schmidt, let's say a Rasa. A Rasa is an f2, which means the lower the number, the faster it is. So an f2 Rasa Schmidt astrograph, I can take images like 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minute, and get incredible, very nice, very detailed images at that short of an exposure length. However, when you're talking a native 8SE, which is a very popular starter telescope. I have one. That's where I started. That's where I cut my teeth on. You're talking an f10. You're talking probably 5-10 minutes per light, per exposure. Okay, that's why it's going to take you a lot more, even though you're gathering in more light. Okay, from those Schmitts, they're light buckets. However, because of that focal length and that f-stop, it's going to take you longer to get those details that you're looking for, that you're expecting. So I would recommend purchasing a focal reducer, and a focal reducer will reduce your f-stop down to, in a very simple 8SE focal reducer for an 8-inch Schmidt is a 0.63. Is a 0.63, which reduces you down from f10 down to about just a little bit over f6, which means you've now cut it down from, say, a 10 minute or 5 minute exposure. Now you're down to maybe 3 or 4, something like that. Okay, and now you're gathering that detail.
Well,
so
now focal reducers don't only lower your f-stop; it actually does something a little bit more.
It even also widens your field of view. So, say if you were going to image M42, the Great Orion Nebula, at f10, you're basically probably going to get the trapezium or the core of M42. However, with a focal reducer, now you're cut down from 2,032 millimeters down to about 1,260.
Yep.
Which means you can now, depending on the sensor you have, the camera you have, now you can fit the entire nebula onto your sensor without it just having that super high magnification where you can only get the core of it. Okay,
right.
So you're expanding that focal length. And not just you're shortening your focal length, but you're also expanding your field of view, is what I meant to say.
Now I'm actually bringing up an 8SE real quick. And we went over this a little bit last night on the show with astronomy.tools. Just to give people a visual, and we'll use the same ZWO camera that we were using. We use a 1600.
Okay.
And we'll add this to view. Okay, and it's going to look a little weird, but let's see. Desktop capture, display 2, and then there we go. So that's the Andromeda Galaxy. Okay, and that's the Andromeda Galaxy. And it's a little big, obviously. This may not be the best image to choose, but I'll give you the example. I'll put it in perspective. So this is the 8SE with a 1600 at prime. So you're using all 2,032 millimeters of focal length.
Yep.
Now, to Eric's point, if you are using a 0.63 reducer, all you got to do is come on up here and use your reducer and do a 0.63 reducer, and we'll add that to view. So now, instead of just the core in the red, the yellow is with the reducer, same scope, same camera, but with the reducer.
Yeah.
Just to give you a perfect example of like what Eric was talking about, we'll do M42 because that's a little bit small. You'll see a little different. Okay, so why is that like that? But whatever the case may be, the red here is the 8SE with the 1600. You just get in the middle. Now you're getting more of the outside with the focal reducer.
Yep.
And I'm wondering why maybe that green, red, yellow. I don't know. But that's what that is. So that's one of the things with the focal reducer and how that works. So yeah, I agree with you, Eric. The focal reducer is probably got to be one of the first things for Schmidt.
Yes, absolutely. What's a kind of a bummer is that Meade used to make, and they never made it for the Edge, which I would love if they made something comparable for the Edge. But Meade used to make an F3, a 33, a
Yep,
.33 reducer,
yep.
to which you drop down to F3.3, which
Yep.
made it even
I wish
faster.
I had one. I wish I still had it.
Yeah.
That thing was bringing that Schmidt down to almost Rasa size. I mean, it was almost there. But you know what? You couldn't. The reason why they stopped. Well, they stopped making a lot of things. But the reason why they stopped making that was because a lot of people were buying the 6.3 more because you could use that for visual.
Yeah.
And the 3.3 with the vignetting was so intense that it was just unusable for visual.
Yeah.
And that's why
but
they
it was
kind of
great
stopped
for
making
Astro.
it. Oh yeah, it was
great
awesome for Astro. That's why I had
It's
it.
great for AP, and so that's also why you take a look at nowadays we have Schmidt, you have either the Rasa, but you had the Hyperstars or the Fast Star systems.
Yep.
Was because with a Schmidt versus say any other type of scope, a Newtonian or a refractor, with that Hyperstar, you basically can put that in front to replace your secondary mirror, and now you're down to f1.9 or f2, and now you have you have one scope to do three things.
Mm-hmm.
To do three things. So you have 3 in 1, which is great for a Schmidt.
Yep.
So you can be so you can go and get, be very fast with that f1.9, f2 on a Schmidt, and then for visual or whatever, or for AP you have 6.3 or 7 in case of an Edge, and then f10 for planetary.
Yep.
And
all you gotta do is plop that, and just to go the other way, plop in your Barlow, your 2.5x, 3, 5, whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Plop that in there, and that's really where you want to be for planetary. Even F10 is not slow enough.
Not slow enough. No.
So
Yeah,
you want
you wanna-
in the mid-20s, something like that. So if you take your 2x Barlow, now you're at F20. And now you're getting, because the planets are so inherently bright to begin with.
Yes.
You're just washing out all the detail if you just start taking images at F10 or
Yes.
or F6 or F3 or F19 or whatever. You don't want to do that. So you throw in the Barlow, you get like the 2.5, 1.25 from Teleview, the PowerMate, or the 2x or the 2x 2-inch PowerMate. And I would tell you to go with the PowerMates because the quality of the lenses are just outstanding.
They're much better.
Outstanding.
They're much better than your traditional and then a traditional 2x Barlow. They're much better.
Yep, absolutely.
And Schmidts are very well. The planetary, at least in my opinion, planetary imaging is a Schmidt's bread and butter. That's that's the Schmidt's bread and butter is because of the reach.
Yep.
That you have. So, if you look on Astrobin and you look up, Schmidt Cassegrain scopes, and you look up in like a C11, a C14, you're going to see the majority of the images you're going to see are planetary versus deep sky.
Yeah.
When you talk, because they have the reach. You're going to see a lot of them.
You also be looking at the smaller galaxies and stuff like that you can get with that 2,000 millimeter reach that you have.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I mean, M51 in an 8-inch or even a 9.25 or an 11. I mean, it looks ridiculously outstanding. I mean, it's awesome because you got that reach, and it's just awesome. So Scott.
Yeah.
Eric already took the easy one. He got the focal reducer. So what would be the second thing that you would buy for a Schmidt? I know it's gonna be hard.
Probably, if you're into if you're into visual, the autofocusing systems are not as important. But if you're going straight astrophotography, you want to make sure that you get a really good focusing system. I've tried a couple of different ones, and the one that I'm currently using is that Feather Touch. And
Right.
it has proven to work very, very well. I would say probably the Feather Touch is a good one. That is, I wouldn't exactly classify that as an accessory. If you want something, that's not $1,000, $1,000 accessory, and you want to look at something maybe that's under $100 for an accessory, the Tri-Batnoff mask.
Okay.
That Tri-Batnoff mask is really an ingenious design. It works great for focusing manually, but it also is a phenomenally good collimation tool.
Very good.
Yeah, that Tri-Batnoff mask. I ordered one from Farpoint. I got one, and it's coming. So,
Yeah.
But one of the things that I want to just dovetail back real quick back onto what Eric was talking about with at the f-stop. Terrestrial photography and astrophotography are they're very different when it comes to what you can do with the f number. All right. In like portrait, like I'm a portrait photographer and I do a lot of stuff like that. My landscape photography, I typically shoot f8, because I can get everything, relatively close up front in focus, and I can get the clouds that are 6 miles away in focus, right? But with portrait photography, one of the problems that you've got is if you're taking pictures of groups of people, you try to shoot at f2. You're going to run into a problem with getting everybody in focus, because
Yes.
there's a circle of confusion where the tighter you get in your f number, the shorter your focus range gets. So your focus range gets very, very. You see that a lot in macro photography, where you're dealing with a focus distance of millimeters or parts of millimeters, depending on the kind of macro photography that you're doing. Astrophotography, on the other hand, it's not nearly as big a deal, because you're dealing with infinity distance objects, so to speak.
Right. Right.
So, I would say that the closer you can get to f4, the better. In astrophotography, the closer you can get to f5, the better. My native Schmidt is at f11, and then I take it down to f7 with that reducer.
Right.
I'm willing to sacrifice that 1,000 millimeters of focal of distance, of reach, for that speed that I'm going to pick
Yes.
up. That almost 2 stops of speed, not quite, but close to 2 stops of speed, going from f11 to f7. And because I'm still sitting at 2,700 millimeter, that's
With the
stupid.
with the reducer.
With the reducer.
Yeah. So yeah. So you're still at 9 1/4 inch range even with the reducer. Even with the 14.
Yeah. So you're not going to run into the same kind of problem with astrophotography in your focus range, not focal, focus range, right? Because I've got that problem all the time. I want to get that nice bokeh in the background. I want to blur out my background and bring my subjects in, but I shoot at f1.4. I am very rarely do I shoot multiple people below f2.8, because you can't get everybody sharp. You can't get everybody's eyes sharp. They all have to be in the same plane in order to do that, And so if I'm shooting just a single individual, then it's no problem. I can focus it. But here's the thing with that is that if that individual just turns their head like this much, you can get one eye in and one eye out.
Well, the good thing about this is that galaxies, nebulas, and stars don't do that.
It's not a big. That's exactly right.
So the only thing that you really kind of have to worry about again is that number of the efficiency of how you're pulling in those light photons to your sensor.
Yes.
And if you're the lower, just so we're getting in the same page, because I think it's okay to get technical, but I want to say, I know Eric and I said it online, but I want to say hi to David Harvey. He's looks like he's a new viewer, so thank you, David.
Nice.
Welcome to coming down. I'm not sure where 140 is. That looks like 5-hour distance. That may be in Europe, UK somewhere.
Yeah.
So welcome. If you have any questions, feel free. We do this twice a week. Oh, I almost gave everybody the finger.
Yeah, that was close.
We do Twice a week and once a month on Saturdays. You just caught us, and the reason why we did this is because people like yourself that are catching on. And it's great to see that on the one that I really haven't promoted very well at all. And we got a new viewer from outside, so welcome.
Another one that I would recommend, and it's not. This is strictly for AP. Would be an off-axis guider.
Okay,
that would be another consideration.
An
off-axis guider.
I'm going to be Mr. Basic here.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Because I think we're skipping a major important part with Schmidt-Cassegrains, and I'm gonna give you guys hints. Okay. So you can use it for visual and astrophotography.
Mm-hmm.
It's needed every night, mostly. You need at least one of them. If you're doing astrophotography, probably two of them. And it's possible you won't see anything without them.
Stumped me. You stumped me. If it's possible, you won't see anything without them.
It's possible. It's possible you won't see anything without them.
Anything without them. Yeah, I mean the Batinoff mask, focal reducers. We talked about Barlow's a little bit.
Yeah.
Geez, and of course your camera, but no, that doesn't count. Gosh, I'm stuck.
Not talking about a spotting scope, are you? Not a Telrad or something like that. No.
Whatever. How about everybody in the audience? If anybody in the audience can tell me, I'll and.
What about our filters?
They could be, and I'll give you one more. They could be very big, but they could be very small too.
You talking about a spotting scope or a guide scope?
Filters?
Nope.
Okay. I'm stuck. You got me. Yeah, what am I?
Not the mount. He's not talking about a mount.
What am I?
Eyepieces?
No.
You're talking straight astrophotography, right?
Yeah, astrophotography or visual. A star chart.
Visual.
That's very good, Jim, but no. That's very good. That's not what I'm thinking of, although you are technically right. That is a good answer.
That is a good answer. But, yeah, I mean...
But okay.
You stumped me.
What I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Dew straps.
Ah, absolutely.
Dew straps.
Yes.
If you don't have...
those suckers are huge.
Yeah, if you don't have... not only dew straps, you can have a big garbage can like Scott has on the end of his scope. But, some sort of dew solution, whatever that may be, whether it comes in a cap, a strap, or whatever, you need to have something because, especially with Schmitz are so susceptible to collecting dew on your optic. And you if you're living in a high humidity area and the dew and you don't have a dew, here you go. That's a dew cap. And if you want, here it is, and if I can get it off my scope here we go. Here's a dew strap. Okay? And all this does for you need one for the finder scope. Absolutely. That's why I said or a dew shield. That one, you're not gonna have a dew shield for your finder. You might have a little guy, but it's not gonna be good enough. You definitely need one for the finder. There you go. This is actually for an 8-inch. I actually have it tied up, but it's right on my 127 right now. I just have it double wrapped. But all this does, the only thing that this does is it heats up the area around the lens just enough to keep it warm enough so it's a little bit warmer than ambient temperature, so the dew doesn't collect on your glass or your mirror.
Yep.
Whatever it is, and you need to have this. You put these on for visual, because you know what, if you're just doing visual, you gotta have them on, because or else you'll be 30 minutes you'll be done. Especially in New York, Long Island, anywhere where the temperature drops at nighttime, like 10, 15 degrees overnight, it's gonna go really quick on you. So make sure that you get some sort of dew solution, like either whatever Scott showed as a dew strap, or Eric showed as a dew shield. Either one, even if it's just a fold up Velcro ones. I mean, get something to keep that dew off your front.
Yeah. They actually make the combo AstroZap dew shield / heater.
Yep.
Heated dew shields, and I have one for my 8SE.
Nice.
So yeah, you were absolutely correct. When I first got into AP and started understanding the necessity, especially here in the Midwest, where you have the humidity issues that you have here in the Midwest and out east. You don't really have these like down in the South, in the Southwest very much, like in Arizona or New Mexico. You may not, you don't have these problems as much. But when you're here in the Midwest and out east, there's a perfect example of one of those heated dew shields. You got to have them because they're very important. I remember when I first got started, I didn't have that, and I was doing visual, and it would ruin my night until I realized what was the problem, and I actually had to go upstairs into my wife's, under my wife's vanity and grab her hair dryer, and come downstairs, plug it up, and get that thing going, to heat it out, to heat everything, and to help deal with that condensation, that was forming. But no, it's that is, you make a very good point. That is very important. That is a very important piece.
Mr. David actually says he's been following for a while now, and he's usually playing catch-ups when you wake up. Hey, Dave, love the support. Thank you so much for coming on and saying hi.
From England.
And you know what? Since we're about 40 minutes into it, I gotta say, first of all, get the garbage can out of here.
Scott's garbage can.
You know what you need to do? You need to get your son. You need to get your son and just put it over your son, roll him around in it. Like that commercial.
I could put my little dog in there.
Oh,
that is a monster.
Yeah.
This one
is the
beast.
Yeah.
This isn't the flexible one. It is flexible, but this is the
metal. No, that's not flexible. I mean, no, it's it's flexible, but it's not meant to be.
It's not
flexible.
foldable.
Yeah. If you
this,
flex that, you ruin it.
Yeah, this is really the only wild card in my whole setup, because this I'm not exactly sure. I've been noodling on how to package this or how to store it.
Yep.
And I don't know exactly how to do that. I just have to be careful with it.
I'll tell you exactly how to store it. You want to know how to store it? I'll tell you exactly how to store it. No, I'm being dead serious.
Okay.
Go to a drum store and get a floor tom padded case.
That's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? That's a fabulous idea.
Because I'm a musician, brother.
Yeah, it's actually a 16-inch round.
That's fine.
And I think they have a 16-inch tom.
They do, but you may need it. They make 18s, 16s. They make any even number you want. But you may need an 18 to kind of fit everything in there. You may want the 18 over the 16. I would bring it with you. People will look at you like you're crazy, but I'd bring it in with you and see if it fits.
Yeah.
And then walk out.
Yeah.
That's what I did with my upper cage for my Obsession. The upper cage for my Obsession for the 18-inch, I got a 22-inch bass drum case.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Put it right in there.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was, like I was saying, right after that episode with my wife in the hairdryer. The next day, I ordered this guy. The very next day, and this is the flexible or the flex heater.
Oh,
Dew
that's the
Shield.
AstroZap. That's
Yep.
the other
Yeah, this is the
AstroZap. Yeah.
AstroZap, where you
Yep,
can
yep.
actually, and it has the RCA connection on the end, and you actually plug this
Plug it
into a Dew controller. But yeah, that was the very next thing I bought after that night.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
But those are three really, really, really good things to start with as far as accessories are concerned.
Yeah.
Some sort of dew, a reducer, and some sort of focusing aid.
Yes.
Whatever it is. You're going to need those three things, without a doubt. Barking Beagle says, great show. Bobby's back on. Hey, Bobby, how you doing?
Hey.
Bobby was on last night, right? We were talking with Bobby last night regarding regarding
Yes, we were.
the Red Cat, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
Yeah. Yeah, Barking Beagle. Actually, I think his name is Chris. He was actually the person who I bought my Ioptron from him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my CM60 from him. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the support, Barking
Yeah.
Beagle.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, listen, and you know what? And I'm looking to expand AstroWorld a
Tom's
little
on.
bit. Tom is on. All right. Well, Tom, this really isn't for you, but
Now
you know,
it's a party.
Yeah, now it's a party. Yeah, Tom, where are the drinks, brother? It's only what? It's 6 o'clock on the. You know, it's nice. So you were good.
Yeah.
But I'm looking to expand. I think I want to try and bring in some people of the female persuasion out there that do astrophotography. I really do, because this is not a boys only club.
No.
I know that there are plenty of awesome women astrophotographers out there. You know, just off the top of my head, Amy Astro, Stacy Downton.
Oh yeah.
Right, those are two right off the top of my head. But I mean, I know that there is a lot more. We got
lots.
Jesse Winky, who comes on all the time.
Yep.
Beatrice Hines. You know, all these people that come on. Natasha, she's from England too. She comes on all the time.
Yeah. There's that girl in Scotland that she's got a channel. She's sitting in Bortle 2 skies. I can't remember her name. Yeah.
Pathetic.
Yeah. She's
Pathetic.
in Scotland. But yeah.
but if anybody out there that wants to join, you know, not only females but males as well, or you know, whatever persuasion you may want to call yourself. I don't want to offend anybody. But we're looking for, you know, other people, and you know what, and not only, you don't have to come on the show, but participate in other ways. If you want to be on the show, great. If you want to help with the website, great. If you want to do whatever, great. But we're definitely looking to grow and build. We you know, the website's going to be a major part of this moving forward. I know I've been slacking recently on it. But it's turning into be the major hub. The newest updates that are coming out is the profiles. Eric is finally going to get me his stuff probably
Yes,
before,
very
before
soon.
the end of 2022. He'll probably have it to me. Same thing with you, Jason, if you're listening. But Scott, I got yours.
Yep.
But all that stuff. So we're gonna format it a little bit differently. So we're gonna have about AstroWorld, and under each one of the names, that's where your images and your target and your bio and everything is gonna be under that name. Then we're changing. If you've been on the website, and by the way, the website is, and I'll put it up on the screen, www.astroworldweb.com. And I'll put that up if you just give me a second, because I'm way far away from my keyboard. I had some wiring issues today. And this is going to go right across Scott's face, I think. So I apologize about that, Scott.
Okay, no big deal.
There you go. Actually, I put it over everybody's face. So there you go. So AstroWorldWeb.com and info at and everybody's going to have their own email address, and it's all active right now.
Cool.
So if you want to get in touch with anybody, if you want just a general thing, feel free to use info at AstroWorld. If you want to get in touch with anybody, anybody that's on the show, whether it be myself, Eric, Scott, Tyler, Simon, Tegan, I'm missing somebody, Jason. I forgot Jason. Jason. It's going to be their first name at AstroWorldWeb.com. And for those of you guys that don't know your password, which nobody knows it because they were just activated today, I will put it in the chat. It's all going to be the same password, so just use the same password. And I'll give you all the way to manually enter in your email to the server, so you'll be able to retrieve it. So
we're growing.
Awesome. Oh yeah, and it's gonna be great. So Southern Sky Challenge round two. Southern Sky Challenge round 2. I haven't received anything yet from anybody, so I don't know if this is going to go anywhere. But we are taking donations, and if you don't know what we do, we're taking donations to get data from telescopes that we rent from itelescope.com, and everybody gets access to this data. So the more people that donate money, the more data we can get, the less it becomes for everybody that's involved. And we have a contest, and we throw out prizes, and prizes can go $100 from Camera Concepts, $100 from Explore Scientific, and I'm working on a couple other ones. So it's really, really going to be cool. And what we're working on, what we want to work on before it goes away, is Eta Carina. And it's all about doing southern sky images that most of us can't get from where we live. So
right.
You can donate at PayPal at AstroWorldWeb.com, and that's really it on that. And don't forget Cherry Springs.
Yep.
Cherry Springs is coming up. It's gonna be quick. So
Jim was asking to see the rig. I don't think he's
yep,
seen
he
the
did.
rig.
He did.
Can I don't know if I can. Can I share my screen? Yes, I can share my screen. Look at that.
You can? Yeah, you can. Yes,
I think I can.
Yeah, you can.
Is it working?
Yeah, I see it. Yep. And I'll make it bigger for you.
I've got the accordion thing going there. I can't get past it.
There it is.
Oh, there it
you
is.
You
There's-
Mac users, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's the rig.
Wait, let me see if I can get it bigger for these guys, and I gotta find I can't stand having to look for these things. There's so many things here that I gotta go through.
It almost looks like that should be like sitting somewhere on Mars, roving.
Everybody says that.
There it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Everybody
There it
says
is.
that.
So yeah, so that's Scott's major massive light bucket.
Yep.
The light bucket who has yet to see the first light, but he'll get there.
Yeah, I'm actually doing videos right now. Let me close that back out again. All right. I'm actually doing a series of videos right now from the setup of this rig from the ground up. So I did a review on the JMI wheelie bar and all of the upgrades that are unique. Well, they're not unique to me anymore, but I'm the first one to get these upgrades on a JMI wheelie bar, including the battery tray and the tie downs and so on and so forth. And I'm working on the video. I was literally working on it about 5 minutes before I logged into the channel tonight. So hopefully that'll be up and running pretty soon. So it'll go all the way up through, and I'm going to do an extensive video on the RST300 because, quite frankly, there is practically nothing on the internet about these rainbow mounts. There's a little bit about Hobum, but not much. Yeah. These harmonic drive mounts, there's not a lot about on the internet about them, and I want to help change that because I think they're absolutely fabulous. They're just fabulous mounts. Now, granted, they are expensive, but if you've got the cash to throw at it, I'd give very serious consideration to them. So
I'll tell you this.
But one other quick.
Go ahead.
What? Just one other quick thing. The other thing that I wanted to make sure everybody understood is that this C14, a lot of people think it's just prohibitive. You can't use it mobily. That's a load of horse hockey. You absolutely can use it remotely. I can get that entire rig, including the wheelie bar, into the back of my Jeep. And I can get it completely set up and powered up and ready to polar align in about 20 minutes. It is absolutely doable. So if
I want to see that. I want a timer.
Yeah,
I want a
timed
timer.
it. I did.
I want to see. I want to see 20. If I see 20 minutes and 1 second.
Well, I said about.
Yeah, about to me. You got to remember who you're talking to. You're talking to astronomers. We're always late. So 20 minutes could be 40.
Well, now to my credit, my wife was the one that was on the stopwatch. So there you go. So she was the one standing right there watching and helping me. She wasn't helping me to set up. She was timing it, and it took about 20 minutes to get everything out, set up, and powered. Now that's not polar aligned.
Right?
That's just
yeah,
to the
no,
point
that's
where
fine.
you can polar align it, and it worked. It worked. Now, and that's with a 14, right? If you anything less than that, it's going to be that much easier. So if you got an 11 is half the weight of a 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think part of that setup, what people don't do well, is organize their wiring, because believe it or not, it's not the setup of the scope that takes a long time. Mm-hmm. It's getting your camera wire, getting your guide camera wire, getting this wire, that wire, your dew heaters, your eagle, your focuser, your all these kind of. That's what takes a while. Now, if you have it like you have it set up, everything is like all nice, tight, and wired on the scope, and
all I gotta do is plug things in.
Really good cable management. Mm-hmm. If you don't have that, it's going to take you an hour to set that up.
Yeah, and that is not. I literally have one cable coming from the top of the scope down. Anything below the mount, it's one cable. Power. That's it.
That's powerful.
Everything else is up on. It's because of that eagle, man. Yep. That eagle is the bomb.
Yep. And you don't have to have it again. I don't want to say there is a place for the ZWO ASI airs too, because they do that. They do their job really well as well. And I know Eric is a huge user of it. I know Jason is a huge user of it. I know Simon is a huge user of it. So it's an awesome piece of equipment. That's
still
man.
all up on. It's still up on all up on the scope.
And the matter of fact, I was just on. There are actually several people are out there on Etsy and stuff like that who are making 3D cable management clips and stuff like that. That I just found out. Nice. That are selling it for the ASI Air. For cable management, because it can be a bit of because cable management is very important, because it can be a bear. It can.
One of the things that I use for cable management, right here.
I use that. Exactly. I use those too.
I'll show you what I use. I use a combination. Awesome. You know what's even better than that?
Yep.
Oh yeah, the tubes. Sure. The braided tubes. Yeah.
Braided tubes that don't get the ones that are not split. This is split down the middle. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's split so I can put cables in there, and then I use the Velcro on the split
to tighten it up.
Velcro on the sides to tighten it up. So this is my front dew heater. I you buy these. I think it's like 25 feet for like $10.
Yeah,
and they're awesome, and it lasts. And they're not weatherproof, but they go through everything. They don't get hard in the winter, and it's really, really, really good. You can bend the wires for them in there,
Yeah. So no, totally. Cable management is very important.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, D-wings. Tom said D-wings. D-wings are really good to use.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's called D-wings. It's like a little clip.
D-wings.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
As a matter of fact, I have some in there. I've got to find them, though.
I thought I had a dog going nuts on me. Okay. If I zoomed in on this picture a little bit, just to talk. When we were talking cable management, you take a look at this. I zoomed in on this a little bit. You can see what I've done with cable management. And I can literally, here, let me just, there we go. Can you see that?
No, hold on. I gotta find that look again because there's so much stuff on here. Was guest. I gotta organize this thing. It's so hard to organize this stuff. There it is, guest. There you go. There you go.
You see that one cable coming down off the top? That's the power cable. Everything else is up top. Everything else is up top. And the cable management on this system is really easy. I can literally unplug my cameras. I don't even need to unplug the guide camera because this whole unit at the top here comes off. And I unplug them out. I unplug the guide, the OAG camera, and the main guide camera, and then the guide, the autofocuser, and that whole unit lifts off. And I put it right in my Pelican case. It fits right in there. I don't have to unplug anything else.
That's what I was going to ask you. So does the scope fit in the Pelican case with the camera attached?
Yes, it does.
Good.
I don't have to take. Yeah, it really works very well. I'm very pleased with it. And not now. Let me just add this real quick too. Pete Myers was one of the instrumental people in helping me to set this up. He gave me some great suggestions, and I got great suggestions from you guys as well as Tegan. So I got a lot of help, going into this. And I know that a lot of the guys, they thought I was crazy, in doing all this. And yeah, maybe a little crazy. A little crazy. Okay, a little crazy. But it worked. It's worked very, very well. And I'm telling you, if you want to build a really sweet rig, Dan's right. You get in touch with Pete. Pete Myers is a pro at building big rigs. And I'm telling you, we're talking about $100,000, $200,000 rigs for private homes. He's built some amazing rigs. He built I think just recently he did a 1 meter scope for a guy. That's a big freaking scope, man.
So if you guys want to get in contact with Pete, you can either get in contact with me or Scott, and we can send you their information. Hey, listen, if you're looking to build a rig like that, there are definitely options out there. So don't be afraid to use the resources. Yes, Tom. Yeah, he's at Woodland Hills now.
Woodland Hills.
Yep. And. So just tell them AstroWorld sent you. They'll know what you're talking about. But we got about. I do have another engagement that I have to be at 9:30. So I say we got about 7 minutes left.
Okay.
And then we gotta call it a night. But yeah, so I just want to say one thing.
There was a comment or a question I think that David asked.
Did I miss it?
Yeah, train of thought here is Bortle meaningless. Train of thought here is Bortle meaningless.
No, it's not meaningless.
That's totally
not
accurate.
at all.
No.
Bortle is awesome.
yeah. And Barking Beagle asking, do you guys know if NEAF is a go for next year? Good question. I hope so.
I think it is this year, isn't it?
I think
it's going to happen.
This year?
No, that's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For 2022.
I heard that something was going in the works. Next year, 2022, it's definitely going to happen, barring Delta, Lambda, Zeta, whatever COVID comes out by then.
Lord.
So it looks like April 2022 is going to be the date on that, just like normal. However, I heard they're kind of maybe putting something together for the fall, but that's unconfirmed.
Okay.
So, there's probably another virtual type thing, but we'll see. But April 22, they definitely set the date already. They already got everything rolling. I also heard Stellafane is going to be back on in 2022 as well. So if you haven't checked out Stellafane, that's a really cool thing. I believe that's in Vermont. When you go, hopefully tomorrow I'll have this up. But since star parties are coming back, hopefully, I'm going to be putting a list of nationwide star parties with their dates as they come out on the website under events. So on the top row where it says Sun Sky Challenge right now, that's going to be changed. It's going to say events. In there you will find Sun Sky Challenge, star parties, and whatever else is going on. I'll probably throw a calendar in there maybe. But hopefully as the dates come out for 2022, I'll put them on as they go on with links to their website and to find out any registration information or anything like that. So only if we get our money back for 2020 from NEEF will we ongoing. I'm hoping, and I probably shouldn't say this. Tom, we'll talk offline. I don't want to even say this online, but But I'm hoping they're gonna work something out because we did get the tables for 2020, and obviously that didn't happen. But we shall see.
Yeah.
But I am sure they're gonna want you and the Prima Luce team, including I'm throwing a brain fart. Filippo Braccia. I can't pronounce his name, but I'll be okay. This is a computer.
Yes.
I love his videos.
I love it. It's great.
It's awesome.
Dude, I'm coming out with Tom, just so you know, I'm going to be sending you a video probably within the next month or so. It's going to be a little Prima Luce parody. So, for your approval.
Freaking awesome.
So,
that's awesome.
For your approval, before I kind of blow up, it'll be free advertising, but it'll be funny. It'll be good. Don't worry about it. But
there's nothing like self-deprecation,
Absolutely.
That's the best. And when you can poke fun at yourself, that everybody relates to that.
But yeah. So okay. So accessories for now. We got anything else? We got we got the dew heater. We got the the reducer and a focus.
A focusing aid, like a focusing mask.
Either a mask or if you go one side to a feather touch on the other. But
I mean,
the Tribatanoff mask and the Bob Snobs.
Yeah, Bob Snobs are very good, very important. They save, they'll save you time, save your fingers and your screwdriver, and also the
save
screws.
Your corrector plate.
Could save your corrector plate.
Exactly. So very important.
And if you don't know what Bob's knobs are, go to our YouTube page, and I have a video on how to install them on there. So go check it out. And it's kind of got a funny thing in there. It has a little scratch in there.
You don't want to do that. That's bad.
You do not want to do that.
No.
So, and you want to take them out the right way because you don't want to end up having that secondary fall in.
Drop. Oh, God, no, don't do that.
God.
One at a time. One at a time.
There's a way to do this.
There's nothing worse, and this has actually happened, not to me in my scope, but I heard this from a friend when I was in the field. And, he's like, oh, man, I hate collimating. This stinks. It's so annoying. It's dark out. I'm trying to do it with a star test. And all of a sudden I hear, I'm like, dude, what did you do? He's like, nothing. And I'm like, that did not sound good. We look at it the next morning, and there's this hairline scratch going down his corrector of an 11-inch SCT. 11-inch.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you should...
God.
You should have spent the $29.95 on the Bob's knobs.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of 11s, real quick, do you still have that 11 over at Camera Concepts?
I think so.
Okay. I'll have to talk to you offline about it.
Okay.
Yep.
It is in primo, basically unused condition.
Yeah, that's a sweet deal right there.
I mean, dude, I can send you pictures of every single angle you want, and you are going to be like, "Where's the flaw?" Because that's how this girl took care of this. And she also has a CGX that she dumped on me. So not the L, the CGX, the 40-pounder.
The 40-pounder. Yep.
But hey,
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah, and for those of you that are south, especially down in the Georgia area, Georgia and in Florida, it's looking more and more like that's going to be destination for yours truly. And so, when we do get down in there, I'm looking to actually set up with people that are down. There's a couple of really nice astronomy clubs down in that area, and we're looking to get attached to, but also people that are in that area that watch our channel or that are interested in what we do. So when that happens, we'll keep you in the loop. But it's looking more and more like it's going to.
yeah,
So
we're gonna have AstroWorld South.
That's very cool.
But hey, listen, if and when you go down there, depending on how far you are away from the Georgia border, check out the Peach State Stargaze. That's the first thing, and Deer Lick Astronomy Village.
oh yeah, I know Deer Lick.
Oh yeah, I've heard of the Deer Lick. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Hands down on the East Coast,
Yeah,
one of the
Yeah.
top 3 stargazing areas on the East Coast.
yeah.
One would be Winter Star Party down in the Keys. The other one is Deer
Yeah.
Lick, and the other one is Cherry Springs, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to need a dark sky site, Bortle 2 or less in that area, and I know that they're not as prevalent as they are out west, so I'll be in the hunt for it. And I know Deer Lick is a pretty good one, and I think they're at 2. I think that Deer Lick is at 2.
There are 2.
Yeah, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll
One
be good.
thing that we really got, I know we got to go, is that we've got to, people, we've been talking about, Bortle skies and Bortle ratings and stuff like that. I don't know what you got to do, what we have to do, but we've got to figure out something about this whole light pollution situation.
Just do narrowband. Just do narrowband. Don't worry about it.
Just do narrowband.
You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about any of that.
That's it. I guess that's what, because it on the East Coast, it is getting just way too bright.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It is horrible.
And
It is horrible.
and it's unfortunate. And I do some RGB, although I do my most stuff is in narrowband because it's self-defeating. It's self-defeating, and
it
you
is.
just sit there and no matter how good the galaxy looks, the background's still gonna suck. So it's like nothing being to I forget who said it about the portal question. I mean, nothing beats a dark sky.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing beats good signal, and the way you're gonna get it is a
Little
dark
noise.
sky with longer exposures. And if you're stuck at, like I am, if I'm doing my 294 one-shot color, I'm stuck at
Yeah.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
gotta
like
Because of the
that.
sky glow.
Yeah, because
At
the
a-
sky glow, you
At
got to go
F7,
really short.
at F7, I'm like at 20 seconds. So I got to take a crap ton of
Yeah.
20-second data.
Short
I mean,
exposures. Sure.
Why even guide at that point at 20 seconds? I don't know, but
Yeah.
but I mean, it's really really self-defeating, and I have some decent one-shot color, but I'm thinking that I'm just gonna go narrowband only, and that's why I need targets in summertime for narrowband. Kind of scarce.
Yeah, they're
Kind of scarce.
few
At
and
least-
far between.
At least in the northern hemisphere, they're kind of scarce. There's some, but it's not
Yeah,
like.
but there's not a huge amount, but there's some out there. I mean, you got M8, you got M20, M16, you got M17, you've got the Elephant, you've got the Veil that's out there,
Yep.
which is good for HOO.
Cygnus wall.
Yep.
You got the
Yep.
Cygnus Wall and NGC 7000. You've got the Pelican.
Yeah,
You've got the Wizard. There's a few of them out there.
Well,
But it's not- it's-
unfortunately, half of those when you listed are behind my house, which are not reachable.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other ones that you did mention, I've gotten most of them already. So,
Right.
Saturn is really, really a good shot. I might actually do that. That's
Saturn's
a good,
really good.
Yeah, that whole area is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
so-
great. That is great for wide field.
Yeah.
I have a shot of the Saturn region from my wide field when I still have my refractors, and it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So yeah, so accessories. That's where we stand. So the top three,
Yep.
we got Eric, who had the
Reducer.
the reducer. We got
Yep.
Scott, who had the focusing aids,
Yep.
and myself with some sort of dew solution. So those
Yep.
seem to be the top three right now for Schmidt Cassegrains. I think maybe on Wednesday, maybe we do the same thing for refractors, and
Sure.
we'll go that way. Even though that you guys, Eric tanked all his, and I the only refractor Scott's ever had is a 300 millimeter lens. So I mean, that's
Well, he's got his guide scope now. He's
yeah.
optics guide scope.
Yeah. Look, he had to bring it out. There's his refractor.
There it
yeah,
is.
There it is.
That's
You have
my
to
only
bring it out.
refractor.
There you go.
Yeah, that's his refractor.
That's out of control.
Oh goodness.
Granted, it's a 2.8.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So I have to actually get to my next Zoom meeting.
Yep.
And
good
thank
show,
you guys
guys.
for coming on. And another great show. I think this is really, really good. I think we had up to 15 watchers at one point, which was really good. It's our best one for this week right now. So I mean, 15 watchers concurrent watchers. Very good. And keep an eye on the website. Again, go check it out at www.astroworldweb.com. And if you want to get in contact to any of the team, feel free to email general mailbox at info@astroworldweb.com, or whoever name you want to get in contact at astroworld.com as well. So that's really all I got. Just watch out for Cherry Springs information. If you want to donate to the second AstroWorld Challenge, let me know. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support and joining us tonight on our first Saturday. And the next weekend show is going to be in August, and that's going to be August 14th. And hopefully Simon will come join us on August 14th, and hopefully his moving will be all done. But thank you, everybody. What's that? Lovely jubbly time. Turn on, Governor! Turn on!
Right.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. Have a good night. Remember, as always, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you Wednesday night at AstroWorldWeb.com or AstroWorld TV. Have a good night, guys.
See you, everybody.
Bye for now.